Hello and welcome back to Hand of Fate 2. We're going to do Temperance today, but someone said maybe the thing at the top was the world. It might be, but right now it's not. If I push up, it doesn't do anything. Push down, it doesn't do anything. Use the mouse to hover over it, click it, does nothing. It only does something if you scroll all the way over to camp and interact with camp, and it pulls the campfire card out. I think that might just be the deck, or it could just be the campfire cards. I'm not entirely sure, because there is a whole set of cards. It's basically a deck of cards for campfire, I guess, but as you can see, it's your character customization. But it doesn't do anything other than the camp right now. It could later potentially be the world. It could be the final thing we do. I don't know. I have no idea. Because we do still have like 3 or 4 more challenges to unlock. So it could just be one of those down here at the bottom on the end, and it's just a little, you know, attack in the world or whatever. I don't know. But regardless, that is not the case. So we're going to do Temperance. During the worst famine in the history of the Empire. So food shortage and a bunch of undead. So we're going to do recommended fill, just like before. Gives us the Trickster. Okay. And these are probably a lot of food stuff. Gain any equipment. Fetid Fence is pretty good. Most of these are going to have some form of gain resource or gain food. This one I'm not sure about, because we have to give the dude food. So that seems a bit odd. But I don't know. At some point we need to do some of these cards that we haven't used before, like St. Tala's Day. I could put that one in here instead of like Bitter Winter or something, because we can have a platinum card. Let's do it. Let's get rid of that, put St. Tala's Day in. I don't know what it gives. Maybe it's good. But I don't think trading food to get more food later will end well, but hey, maybe it will. The Ring of Food, that one's good. It's probably my favorite ring in the game, actually, is the Ring of Food. I don't think undead enemies are particularly weak to any weapon type, so that doesn't matter, and food and gold, fair enough. Also gave us Healing Spirits. That's probably good, because if we start starving, we can use that to prolong our starvation-based death, I suppose, but let's get into it, see how it is.
The Empire works against its own people, yet none of it matters. There will be no uprising as long as they are fed. Yet,
about that.
Take away their bread, and even the most peaceful begin to consider the songs of revolt.
The innkeeper joins you at your table. I have some information. The Reaper was paid up front by a halfling known as Garrick Draukin. Didn't realize it had a last name. The price was apparently an entire cartload of gold. He made the contract and then left the city. Ask about Garrett. A mercenary. He was employed by the Imperial Army for several years until they wiped out the Halfling kingdoms. Since then, he works for the highest bidder. Where may he be found? He was last seen on the road to Bridgemore Village, a farming village in the outer provinces. The whole area is up in arms with this famine going on. If you want my advice, the innkeeper offers, you should leave the city, forget this life of death and glory, find peace in whatever far-off lands you can, before your enemies catch up with you. Who knows what calamity will befall when they find that you're still alive, etc., etc. Depart the village. Depart for village. For the village. Words are hard. Hey! We will do this because we get a blessing, and it could be a food-based one. Ooh, Gambler's Banquet. So Beggar's Charm is fairly good because it gives us gold at the start if we don't have any. It can allow us to buy more food. Gambler's Banquet is very good though, because every time we have to roll dice, we get food. And this game is a fan of rolling dice, so we will take that. 6 gold for potentially unlimited food is a very good trade.
The people need food, and they turn to you because their leaders have failed them. The land itself has failed them.
You are surrounded by hungry, armed villagers. A few push forward to confront you, while many more hang back out of harm's way. So 0 villagers lost, 10 limit. Every food you donate will feed 2 angry villagers. So we can't fight villagers. We can fight some, but not too many villagers. Before we get to the village, I assume, is how we get the gold reward. Or maybe just the 10 limit fails us. I don't know. We'll give them 2 food. You hand out some food, a few villagers grab what they can and run off. Having dealt with those villagers who are the most aggressive or desperate, the remaining mob reluctantly allows you to leave. We lose our 2 food. Hey, it's a general store. We could buy more food. What equipment is there? The ring of food. Yes. That's all of our gold, but yes.
Well, that may help you on the road ahead.
Indeed. That does mean we cannot buy food, and we have no equipment to sell besides the healing spirits, which I don't think that's a good idea. That'll get us 1 food, not really worth it. So we'll take our ring of food and make our way.
For better or for worse, the Northerners understand these lands better than most.
One day you meet a Northerner displaced from her homeland by warfare. She explains that she is a tracker for hire, working for those who can pay. She speaks at length about the nearby terrain. I don't have any money though. A moonlit journey. Alas, I cannot take you there, but I can tell you about my other travels. She continues to relate tales about her journeys. Okay. More hungry peasants. For 8 gold, do you want me to take you directly there now? Nope. Continues to relate. Fetid fins, which she can't take. Oh, she can take us there. Oh, she said something different. It's like as you will, something or another. I don't know. Let's go deal with more peasants.
The well-fed are unpredictable. The hungry always seek a meal, through force if necessary.
We could give them all of our food. This seems like a bad idea. We could give them 2 food and fight 2. It only allows us to move once, and then we start starving though. Let us do 1 food and see what happens if we end up having to fight multiple.
Do what you can to find more food.
Try to push your way through or fight your way through. The crowd moves forward, tearing at your clothes and packs. So we lose 15 health, 20 health, oh my god. Oh my lord. Stop. Cease. You do what you can to protect yourself without hurting anyone and flee. You hope that they manage to find food somewhere, somehow. So Malaclips is completely unavailable and we lost 55 health. Good
Hunger.
lord.
It chews at you. This whole land is starving and you are left with only hard choices.
Indeed. You wake one night to the sound of rustling. With a start, you realize there are thieving hands pilfering your supplies. Don't steal my food.
Here we see yet another wheel, each different, yet each bearing their own similarities.
Easy food return. The thief is long
See what
gone.
you do with that, given your position.
But you managed to grab their companion and demand compensation. So they only stole 1 food. We got 1 food back. You easily hoist your attacker off their feet. They are no common bandit. You are face to face with a dirty, sickly child. Please, he stammers. They can't feed us at home. We have to take what we can just to survive. Look, man. Look, it's just food, but I don't have any food already. What if I give you nothing? What if I give you food? He's got nothing to give me, surely. Let's try it. We need to know, so. Taking pity on the child, you give him some of your supplies. You lose 1 food, you gain 2 fame. That's not really what I wanted, but... Bless you, mercenary, for your good heart, he exclaims, and runs off happily with his prize. Oh, we got a blessing. After losing 4 precision gambits with a failure or huge failure, draw 4 equipment cards. That's an interesting idea because we have the ability to turn equipment cards into food. We do need to camp though because we need to heal. Weekend trader accepts your offer of a warm fire, looks over his shoulder into the still night. So we'll use our artifact. How much does this heal for? 10? We're gonna just use it 3 times. Because we're gonna start starving here, so. This seems like a pretty poor start. Break camp. So fetid fins will make us take damage, but it gives us equipment that we could trade for food. This seems like a potentially good idea.
Unless you can find a meal to relieve yourself.
Developed a thick cloud of marsh gas. Hopefully we get the great
pendulum
success.
is ever changing.
Oh,
And the
we did it.
challenges it presents change too.
I was tempted to fail that, but we had to fail 4 times, and failing this one's pretty bad. So. Moving gracefully to the carriage, you quickly gain access to a pair of locked chests. What does this do? Because this is new. It's just a really high defense shield. Good lord. Every 3rd step does not consume food. Do I only get 1 item? Man, this one would be pretty good too. Let's take this. Okay, we get 2 items. Okay. Let's take the armor of gluttony too.
Ancient smiths have considered the same issues we do. How to handle hunger and resources during battle.
No, don't trade, break camp. How come we couldn't convert? Oh, God damn it! Where's my inventory? There it is. That one. Specs. There we go. How come we couldn't discard the equipment and get food from the ring? What this? No, not that. The sword. There we go. It's having some difficulty there. How come we couldn't do that? Well, we need more fame to equip the other one. At this point, we can't trade it for food, so that kind of backfired a little bit, but every 3rd step will no longer consume food, so that's good.
Seek, but do not starve.
An uneasy silence fills the air on a moonlit light night, prompting you to continue your journey without stopping to camp. Although you keep one hand on your weapon for the entire journey, nothing reveals itself as a threat. I've lost the ability to speak. Well, nothing to do but continue starving. Gnomish exchange takes a moment to realize they're gnomes. Hand over some equipment. We will give them the healing spirits because it's completely worthless. Has no uses. You surrender the equipment. Satisfied, they offer payment in return. The effects of all gain chance cards are applied twice until you leave the level. Okay. I got 2 fame as well. That seems good if we get some food. Hey! On this day of... by the way, there's going to be background noise. As is tradition. It's the weekend, so it's noisy. On this day of penance and charity, you hear that a priestess will be blessing one and all for no cost at the Church of Fires. You find the flustered priestess at the church, dealing with a huge crowd of peasants and nobles alike. You join the line. Elbows are thrown and harsh words are exchanged, but you finally make it to the front. Be blessed for a good harvest. Pick 2. Okay. Should I do glory? Good harvest. That's not quite what I wanted. That's actually entirely different from what I wanted. Oh, hell. Any blessing at this point. Good health? Health. Boost life to 75, then discard. Okay, well, I don't know if we're gonna get any combat, but next, the priestess shouts. A baby is thrust in her face, and somebody impatiently pulls you from the line. We have so many blessings right now. However, we are dying. Trade equipment for food.
Is your reward, at least in potential.
2 for 3. No. 1 for 3. 1 for 2. We're trading this Armor of Gluttony. Valiant Aegis is usable right now, and every third step doesn't consume food, so that seems pretty good. But we can't use this. As much as I like it. The extra 1 food is pretty nice. But we have to have 12 fame, and I don't know if we're going to live long enough to do that, so... Yes. Band of Northerners brought this meat. So, oh, come on, man. 2 food? Got another 5. That's good, because that's doubled. There we go. So we have 14 food now. This is good. I could have gone crazy and traded all of my stuff for food, actually, now that I think about that. Maybe that was actually what I should have done. Just trade all of my equipment for food, because all that equipment's doing is just food. And we haven't been rolling.
In a world that has lost all of its wonder, violence, muscle, and brute strength still remain. So like the usurper in all its ways.
You are cautiously approached on the trail by a group of farmers. Greetings, friend, one of them begins. Are you in need of supplies? The group explains that an evil ogre has stockpiled rations in his cave not far away. They intend to fight the creature and retrieve the goods to feed their families. Would you be willing to tag along for an equal share of the food? Well, I'm dying, but yes. It knocked poor Chester's pie wagon right over with a single swipe of its mighty paw. The mayor went to visit his prize-winning horse last week and found nothing in the stall but a torn saddle. It's huge and nasty. My cousin saw it eat 5 live chickens in a single bite, while it was stealing his cows. Ate my nephew's dog right there in front of him. Have you guys seen this thing, though? The group is suddenly quiet as they exchange glances. No, one of them offers. But my Aunt Mattie swears that it ate all the radishes in her garden. The monster's lair is just up ahead, one of the farmers comments sometime later. Is it now? A deep voice inquires as the monster in question strolls into view. The speechless farmers hastily retreat as the ogre stops and inspects you. My name is Thomas, and this is my domain. What business have you here? Demand that he return the stolen food. I have stolen no goods from these humans. What food I possess I earned with my own hands in the forest. Your desperation does not give you the right to take what is rightfully mine. The farmers manage to find their voices, throwing all manner of accusations at Thomas, who merely shakes his head in response. Believe what you will, warrior, but know that I will defend my home. He lifts his weapon purposefully, saying, I may be more reasonable than most of my kin, but thought without action is pointless after all. If this dude says, I mean, it is an ogre, but if he says he didn't steal anything, and he didn't immediately bash my head in, that seems to be fairly reasonable, I gotta agree. And I am dying. Let's refuse to fight. What? The farmers cry incredulously. Are you siding with this hulking monster? Despite their outrage and frustration, the farmers can do little but give up and return home. A reasonable human, Thomas comments, returning to you. You are indeed a rare beast. He gestures to a waterfall behind him. My dwelling lies beyond this waterfall. Would you care to join me for a game? I have few visitors of your intellectual caliber. Oh man, it's a smart one. I may have a magical trinket I'd be willing to bet against you, just to make things interesting. Yeah, sure. Let us play a dice game. Although I think the manual dexterity would go better, but let us play a dice game. Because we have the ring. Or whatever. I think it's 3.
I hope
that thing.
Learned to
Banquet.
be their master.
Let's re-roll these 2. We're gonna fail, so we're not getting anything out of this, probably. Oh, we did it! Clap. Pog champ.
You are learning.
You play the game well. I will have to do better in future, Thomas admonishes himself. He reaches behind the table and lifts an item, saying, would this be of any use to you?
Well done.
Thanks,
It is
Thomas.
your choice. You can use the weapons you have, or you can attempt to be worthy of this one.
So, why can I not convert that into food? Perhaps another game? Let us play a card game? Oh, good lord. No, I failed. Thomas plays the game with both skill and luck. Never mind your loss, he says. Clearly you've never played that game. Wow. Perhaps another game? Can I just leave? Mostly they try to kill me. Luckily for me, the fairy folk are far more civilized. Oh, I thought I could sneak it in there. Well,
Even
that
when
failed
things
horribly.
appear impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
The ogre stands saying, thank you for your visit, human. I got greedy on that one. Although it does add to my failure count with no penalty, so... Well, maybe he'd give me food. Thank you for your visit, human. I've enjoyed this afternoon's diversions, but now I must tend to other matters. Trying to make him sound like an intellectual ogre. You bid the ogre goodbye and head back into the forest. Okay. Let's actually camp really fast and cook a little bit of food. Just so that we're not quite so near to death. I don't understand why we can't, we can't convert with this ring. Optionally discard any non-food gain card. Does it not count equipment? I thought it counted equipment. You know what? Because of how this is set up and because we already have 12 food, I'm just gonna go to the next level. Because there's a limit to how many encounters we can do, basically. Although you keep one hand on your weapon, nothing shows up. This is probably the last map, right? In theory, I hope. Hungry peasants, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. And it's increasing every time we show up, so... we will give them 3 food. Claim we have no food and fight our way through the people. Your companion backs away saying, there's no glory in fighting starving peasants. Another trio of villagers joins the group. Alright, well. That's the warrior who befriended a baby-eating ogre. Alright, dude, I don't know where you people are getting your stories, but sure. He just wanted to play cards, God. A simple man. Probably watches Rick and Morty. If you get why I said that, congratulations, have some points. You know the land is in peril when those who do not fight, fight. And that's true. Those guys look like, yeah, they have potions. They like the thieves with their ranged weapons. I hit block, but whatever. This feels bad, man. I'm literally just massacring peasantry. Oh, I don't actually have to kill all of them. Okay, I shouldn't have been assassinating them. I didn't know it would end the combat, though. For but a few scraps of food, you could have spared these men's lives. No! I'm so mad. I thought it would be 10. No. I'm mad on the internet.
What do you think happens to the mind when one returns from death in this way? What happens to the heart?
Atop the hill stands a stone circle marked with eldritch ruins. Okay, that was a bit weird. General store. We don't have any money, so it's actually entirely worthless. Dark alleys. A dragon lock chest, another direction spine item, blah blah blah. Healing spirits, that makes a return. Let's go for the visible enemies with the locked chest. I have sword and board, which I believe is good for northerners, so should be I don't know why I said that, by the way, but I did, so hey, how's it going? We hadn't fought with this dude in a long time. Oh, there's skeletons, right? He threw a poison arrow spear thing. I don't actually know what he threw. This feels very loud to me. Get... fuck. Did you like that block? Literally God gamer, etc, etc. You guys take a really long time to... oh, I was trying to card break the other dude. Excuse me. That's a bit rude. Takes a surprisingly long period of time to kill these dudes. Blocked unnecessarily there. That's okay. You're still not dead. Mostly because the skeletons keep reviving, but you know, they are skeletons. There we go. Took some damage because I'm a scrub lord, but that's okay. I'm so mad at myself. I thought 25 health for 2 food. 2 food's 10 health, so no. I thought we just 10. We could kill like a few, but that's just bad. That's bad, man. I failed to get a 2. Or a 10, not a 2. Same number, really. Are you kidding? Excuse me. I'm even madder on the internet. I gotta find the exit.
She smells death upon you. Death promised but not delivered. Death whose time has been delayed.
It was right there. Oh my god, man. This one's pretty easy and it's simple, so I'll probably end up doing this one maybe off camera. I don't know. But it's pretty short too, so maybe not. I don't know. You guys let me know if you want me to just do all of the gold clears on camera, even if they're easy. The sky is unnaturally dark as you approach the ruined graveyard. Cloaked figure stands amid the crumbling tombstone. Despite your stealthy approach, it turns to watch your arrival. The living have no place here, she rasps, the breath leaving her body with some effort. Though you will make fine source material for another minion. She raises her staff and undead rise from the ground. Okay. I wish I had that artifact that was good against undead. That would be fantastic timing. Hey, bud. Countess Athenas. Good lord. Countess Athanasia. There we go. This death mage turns the dead into tools of chaos and slaughter. Use bash to break through her gruesome armor. Alright. I don't really like this. Let's try and thin the herd. the hordes, as it were. In theory, we can eliminate some of the skeleton horde here to make it less intimidating of an encounter, because there's a lot of stuff here. She's probably making them stand back up. But it's still probably a good idea to thin them out a bit. Ow. Oh, wait, she doesn't have any armor. Did I already break it? Ah, there's the armor. Okay. I understand the gruesome armor now. That's a lot of armor. Just bash the dickens out of her. Good lord, look at this nonsense. That's too much armor. And she's gonna raise. Okay, so she does raise. Oh my god, this fight's gonna suck. Get a quick shield from him real quick. Quick. So really we basically just have to... We have to beat her down quickly. Thankfully, the stuff she revives doesn't have very much health. Wish I had a better weapon. Alright, let's get rid of these dudes while she's guarding. Because it seems like she doesn't do anything while she's blocking. So as long as we get rid of the skeletons, we're good. We can just do this for an hour and a half. Man, this is a tedious enemy. Not hard, but man, it's tedious. Come on, man. My thumb is so tired of mashing this button. That's all I'm doing, by the way, I'm just mashing this. Can I, like, hold it and do anything? No, it just doesn't do anything. Alright. Easily dealt with. I'm gonna repeat that I'm real mad. I should have just given them food. Given them all the food. But no, I didn't know. Fuck. Smoking ash is all that remains of the necromancers. You inspect the contents of the crypts. There you find letters written and signed with the Emperor's seal, each one calling for your death. What have you done, Byrne, to earn the Emperor's wrath? As if in answer, the voice of the hermit rings in your ears. It is not what you have done, but what you are yet to do. A powerful force presses against you, and every move takes you closer to the end of the game. You have few friends now.
This is what we
so close to gold clear, but I've ruined it.
Creeping horrors that stretch across our land.
So we got Wretched, Thomas the Ogre, Mystery Chest, some daggers, Thorn Shell, some sort of artifact, a Ring of Defense. For helping Thomas, I believe, we get Gladiators of Visage. Fair enough. Alright, well that's it for this. I think we're gonna unlock some stuff. Possibly? No. Alright, well we'll do this. In the comments, everyone who's still watching, appreciate you guys by the way. Let me know which of these three you want me to do. So Tower, Star, and Moon. Which of those three next? Also, let me know if you guys want me to do gold clears on all this stuff on camera, even if it's going to be something that's super simple, like the Temperance was a pretty basic one. I just screwed it up because I'm an idiot. just let me know in the comments and stuff. So thanks for watching. This for everyone who's still watching. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys next time.